Sabika, just a quick question. Dr. Iskander will speak first, and then it's the order of the presentation that you shared, so I'll go second. Perfect, thank you.
Sabika, I think Dr. Iskandar also joined this Teams link.
All right, all good? Hello.
Great. So we'll get started now. Assalamu alaikum and greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today at the open house for the College of Islamic Studies at Hamad bin Khalifa University, also known as HBKU, where this could potentially be the starting point of an onward academic journey in the fall of 2025. So my name is Sabika Shaban. I'm part of CIS as well as an alumna of class of 2022. I hope you find this event to be informative and that it helps you guide you in your decisions on pursuing your next journey on with CIS. Our session today aims to connect you with our faculty members to explore the unique academic and research opportunities at the College of Islamic Studies and learn more about the admission requirements as well as student affairs. We've got a dynamic session planned today in order to provide you with an understanding of the university in general, as well as the College of Islamic Studies in particular, and then to give you a sense of each one of our graduate programs in just a brief glimmer. Our session is going to start very, very soon, but before we begin, just want to share some housekeeping rules. On the next slide, you'll notice a screenshot of the WebEx platform on which you are currently in. All lines will be muted throughout this session. You will notice the chat section is active, but we'll encourage you to post your questions in the Q&A tab, which you can find on the bottom right. You can share your questions. Some of the professors will be answering them throughout the session, and whatever is not answered, we can revisit it in the Q&A session at the very end. Now, without further ado, we'll just proceed forward with a message from our Provost.
Dear prospective students, welcome to Hamad bin Khalifa University HBKU, and congratulations for taking the first step in the pursuit of your graduate education journey. The Graduate Open House provides a great opportunity for you to get more information about the university and its academic program offerings. Also, it offers as an opportunity for you to interact with our faculty, researchers, and staff. If you choose to pursue your graduate education at HBKU, you will be empowered with the HBKU mindset. This unique mindset will provide you with ample opportunities to deepen your knowledge in your chosen field of interest, deepen your research and critical thinking abilities, and further develop your leadership, entrepreneurial, communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity skills. We wish you a productive experience at the Graduate Open House and welcome to HBKU.
Great. Thank you to Dr. Ala for that encouraging message. I hope you piqued your interest a bit. And so we'll transition on to the next part where we look closer at the College of Islamic Studies. I'd like to request our Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, Dr. Iskander Shah, to further share what the college is all about and the particular opportunities it offers. Dr. Iskander, please.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Sabika, for hosting this wonderful event. As usual, this is a beginning of a long journey towards, being part of one of the prestigious university in Middle East, Ahmad bin Khalifa University. So I'm the Associate Dean of Academic Affairs. So I'm here just to give you a bit of overview about the college. And then we will move on to respective programs. We have all the program directors and coordinators with you all. So they will provide a bit more detail about the program. And then at the end, we will meet again. And if you have any Q&A, obviously related to financial admissions and so on and so forth. Can we move to the next one, please? Yeah. Okay, so first of all, you probably have to understand is that HBKU exists in the bigger, as part of the greater ecosystem within Qatar, and more importantly, within Qatar Foundations. So we are not the only university that exists. There are other branch campuses, Georgetown, Northwestern, Weill Cornell, Carnegie Mellon's, and HEC Paris. So this is part of the creating a dynamic, vibrant ecosystem towards enhancing research educations in this part of the world, trying to basically produce research, human capital, talents. And Qatar has a selective objective. They are more focused on certain domain of knowledge, especially on sustainability, precision medicine. Right now they are going big on AI, food security, and so on and so forth. So the idea is that, to create this dynamic ecosystem, creating knowledge, creating talents, and then eventually making impact to the society. So the idea of HBKU is not just to be one of the homegrown university, but the idea of HBKU is also to fit in within the space of education in the broader domains. And being only homegrown university, we feel that, the contribution of HBKU so far has been quite substantial in terms of meeting the objective of Qatar Foundation and in general, Qatar itself. Next one, please. Yeah. All right, so CIS is quite unique. We are the first college that we established. In fact, we are the precursor towards the establishment of the university. It started as a Qatar Faculty of Islamic Studies before it was expanded by adding another 5 colleges, and now we are actually the building block of the university. So university in total have 6 colleges, and we are one of the sizable college within HBKU. And within CIS, we have 10 programs. So the latest addition to our family is the Masters of Counseling Psychology, which is launched this year. We also have PhD in Islamic Studies, which is also quite recent. It's launched 2 years ago. We also have 2 graduate certificate program, graduate certificate in Islamic Finance, graduate certificate in Islamic Studies. We have Masters of Arts in Contemporary Islamic Studies, both in English and also in Arabic. We have Applied Islamic Ethics. We have also Islamic Arts, Architecture, and Urbanism, which is one of the kind of its program in the world. Just like Applied Islamic Ethics, we have Islam and Global Affairs, and one of the big portion or section of the CIS is the MSc in Islamic Finance and also PhD in Islamic Finance. So probably by now you understand that when you talk about College of Islamic Studies, we are not just like a typical college, just talk about classical knowledge in Islam and a traditional way of learning and so on and so forth. So we are a mixture of all the important domains which is required as a building block towards nation building, cover the most important pillars towards a society, ranging from finance, psychology, politics, ethics, and architecture. So this is the dynamics that exists within CIS. I think this is unique, and you are not able to find a similar portfolio in other parts of the world. So this is one of our value proposition of College of Islamic Studies. Next one, please. Yeah. Okay. So as you can see, this is a key domain of our research. So people might find it interesting that although we are College of Islamic Studies, but we are actually looking at all significant contemporary issues, which is not only relevant to Qatar, but generally also quite relevant to the Muslim world as well. Because these are trending, not because it's a hot topic, but these are trending simply because these are relevant. These are the solution which is required to build the basic facade of a society, especially taking into consideration the Muslim world is quite dynamic, quite diverse, quite vibrant, with 2 billion people. And we have, we are not claiming that we are good in everything, but there is a specific domain that we are focusing on, so that this research, this knowledge creation, and these knowledge productions in terms of research and talent can make a significant impact. So one of the latest area that we're looking at is also AI, Islam and bioethics. Fintech is also going big. I'm sure you are following about digital currency, crypto, blockchains, and so on and so forth. And another significant issue in the Muslim world is obviously food security, sustainability, and so on and so forth. So as you can see that the research areas are more dynamics, contemporary, and also impact-based. Next one, please. All right. So another good thing about our college is that we're able to attract some of the top talents to come and work in Qatar. So as you can see, they all have educated and graduated and have got their training from some of the prestigious university, both in the Muslim world and the non-Muslim world. So this is something that we are quite proud of, a mixture of a traditional learning, contemporary learning, applied-based learning, theoretical learning. So this mixture of dynamics of faculty is one of the biggest selling propositions for students to come to Qatar, because you can actually learn and conduct research with some of the top minds in the Muslim world. So this is just an evidence of what they have gone through to become a professor. And the next slide will show you on their contributions. As you can see, next one, please, Mona. All right. Okay, so before we look at their contribution, CIS is not just limited to academic program. There also a significant segment of CIS which also involved in community engagements. One of the most notable one is Minaratin Center, which is active in promoting activities related to character building, Islamic values, teaching of Quran, teaching of Arabic, and so on and so forth. So this is one of our flagship segment of the college, which play a very critical role in terms of building a society which is, find a mixture of, both spiritual and physical existence. And then we also have Quranic Botanic Gardens, which is also quite interesting, quite relevant, important in terms of the developing of a more sustainable ecosystem within Qatar. And so we have a digital Sirah program, and last but not least, we also have a Maker Majlis program as well. So this just want to show that how dynamic CIS is. It's not limited to academic and research, but it's also playing a significant role in terms of community engagement and outreach activity towards, dealing with some of the actual problems in the Muslim world. Next one, please. Okay, so we cannot, proceed without, showing you some of our success stories, because the spirit of CIS is not just limited to our academic output, but more importantly, the talent that we produce. Sabika is obviously one of them. She already mentioned that she's one of the graduate of IGA recently. And now, and you can also see quite a number of notable leaders in Qatar that actually have gone through our program. And the most notable one is the chairperson of Qatar Foundation herself, Sheikha Moza. And we also have a Minister of Education, Ms. Lolua. So these are some of the notable ones, and these lists are quite exhaustive, and some of our students recently have been admitted into Harvard, into NYU, into Oxford, into Cambridge. So sometimes you might say, oh, HBKU may not have the reputation of Howard, but at this point of time, it can be a bridging university towards your dream, pursuing your PhD maybe one day in one of the top institutions as well. By the way, HBKU is also ranked quite high in QS ranking. We are top 200, but many of our graduates are now pursuing their PhD in many top universities globally around the world. Next one, please. All right, so this is what I'm trying to say. One of the notable contribution of our professors, apart from academic journal, we have published quite a sizable amount of monograph books. Some of them are textbooks, some of them are monograph, some of them are handbook, encyclopedia, and so on and so forth. These are not easy tasks. This is require significant amount of knowledge, significant amount of effort, and this is a significant contributions. And this is where we think that by bringing top students, quality students, it can actually contribute to the dynamic of learning ecosystem within HBKU. Next one, please. All right, so this is my last slide. So we really showed the academic side, we really showed the research side, we really showed the community engagement side. And when you talk about partnership, the existence of HBKU or College of Islamic Studies is not just HBKU, but we have partnership, academic partnership with many of the top institutions in the world. Within Qatar itself, HBKU plays a very significant role in government, in institutions like Qatar Charity, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, when it comes to finance with QDB, with some of the Islamic banks, when it comes to policy with municipality, Balatna, and companies like Balatna and everything in terms of engagement. And also the fact that we exist within Qatar Foundations, we also have a strong relationship with branch campuses and with other entity that coexist with us in Qatar Foundation. So all in all, I just want to tell you that we have a good lineup of faculty. We have good curriculum, we have good contents, we have good partnership, we have some success stories, we have quality research that can make significant impact. So we want people to come into HBKU for the right reason, not just because living in Qatar is nice and fancy and very comfortable, but more importantly to aspire and to learn, to further elevate the status of Islamic studies, so that we can produce tangible and viable solution to the Muslim world, which is really needed at this point of time. So with that, I'll pass it back to Sabika. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Iskander, for a very detailed introduction, but a very encouraging one as well. We'll get right into it. We'll start with understanding the programs that are offered here at the college, starting first with our flagship programs in Islamic Studies. I'd like to invite Dr. Alex Cairo, the Associate Professor of Islamic Studies, to expand on the master's program in Contemporary Islamic Studies, as well as the graduate certificate. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sabika. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So I'm the program coordinator of the MA program in Contemporary Islamic Studies and the graduate certificate. So the master's program in Contemporary Islamic Studies is taught in two specializations. Next slide, please. So the contemporary Islamic thought is taught in English. والفقه والمجتمع يدرس باللغة العربية. These are specializations, تخصصين, which are follow a similar structure and have a number of similar courses. Next slide, please. So the typical structure of our MA programs is a 36-credit degree taught over 2 years. In the first 3 semesters, students in the MA program will take courses, and in the last semester, they will write and defend a thesis. In the Contemporary Islamic Thought track, the 3 foundation courses are Foundations of Islamic Thought, Contemporary Quran and Hadith Studies, and Applied Research Methods in Islamic Studies. This is followed by 3 specialization courses: Islamic Modernity, Islamic Thought and Postcolonial Studies, Islamic Law and Society. In the 3rd semester, students take electives. So they can take electives within the program, and the list of electives is on your slide, but they can also take one elective outside the program. The final semester of the MA program is dedicated to thesis writing. So it's a taught and a research master's. Next slide, please. فالبرنامج تخصص الفقه المجتمع هو نفس البنية تقريبا. الدورات الأساسية هي نفس الدورات: أساس الفكر الإسلامي، الدراسات القرآنية والحديثية المعاصرة، ومنهج البحوث في الدراسات الإسلامية، وهذا يدرس في الفصل الأول. وبعد ذلك في البرنامج الفقه والمجتمع في مواد مختلفة عن المواد التي تدرس في التخصص الفقه الإسلامي المعاصر، وهي مصادر تشريعية غير نصية، الفتاوى والأسرة والمجتمع، الفقه الإسلامي والسياسة والدولة. في الفصل الثالث الطلاب يختارون مواد اختيارية، هي موجودة هنا على يمين. وفي آخر فصل هم يكتبون رسالة ماجستير. Next slide, please. Okay, so we also have a graduate certificate, شهادة في دراسات شهادة الدراسات العالية في الدراسات الإسلامية. This is at the moment only offered in Arabic, and it's a 1-year program that basically follows the same structure of the first year of the MA program. So students who either cannot commit to a 2-year program or who perhaps do not fully meet all the requirements for admissions into an MA program may consider enrolling in this certificate program. They will basically be studying the same courses for the first year, and if their GPA is sufficiently high at the end of the year, they can apply to join the MA program and finish the program, transition from the certificate into the program. Next slide, please. All right, so this is a research-intensive program in both English and Arabic. Students conduct independent research, and we are basically here to give you the tools that you need in order to develop research projects and pursue research questions that you are interested in. Students often present their work at international conferences. Our basic approach is one of combining knowledge of the textual traditions with the social sciences and the humanities. We are called Contemporary Islamic Studies, but there's a little limitation on the time period. Our basic requirement is that your research deals with a topic that is relevant to the contemporary world. We want to produce scholars who are conversant with contemporary questions and who can make a contribution to shaping the terms of academic and public debates today. Next slide, please. So students in our program write theses on a wide variety of topics. You have here some examples of recent studies that our students have completed in the context of their MA program. So sometimes they deal with Quranic exegesis or Hadith sciences. At times they focus on intellectual questions such as conceptions of ritual in Islamic thought. They also deal with issues more specifically related to the Gulf whether that has to do with public art or family law. And sometimes they deal with questions about Islamic authority and the digital age, or religious freedom and Muslim minorities. Next slide, please. In the fiqh al-mujtama, the topics that students take are also topics of broad societal relevance. So they deal with, from a fiqhi perspective, with questions involving street children or corruption in social media, issues of social alienation, family problems, including divorce, slums, domestic violence, and so on. Next slide, please. So some of the features of our program is that we spend a lot of time mentoring our students. There's a low student to faculty ratio, which means that you have ample opportunity to get feedback and mentoring from your professors. Our professors come from different fields of specialism or specialization. They are trained both in the Muslim world, in the Arab world or beyond, and in the West. And the university or the college more generally offers you multiple opportunities to experience research firsthand. Our graduates enter employment in different fields. Some pursue academic careers and enter into PhD programs. Others go into government, education, NGOs, media, and so on. Next slide, please. All right, this is all for me, so thank you so much. I'll be here available to answer any questions you might have at the end of the session.
Thank you so much, Dr. Alex. And I think it's also worth mentioning that we're a little extra happy today because we just got out of a fascinating thesis defense from your program. So it just goes to show that people from other programs can really learn from students of the programs that are offered here at the college. So we'll move on to one of our recent programs, which is the PhD program in Islamic Studies. It's a very uniquely crafted program, and Dr. Dean, the program director, will be telling us more about it.
Okay, assalamu alaikum, bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I will join my colleagues in welcoming all of you to this open house session at the College of Islamic Studies at Hamad bin Khalifa University. Especially those of you who wish to explore the possibilities of pursuing PhD in Islamic Studies. It is a new program, but a unique program. Why is this program special or unique? Essentially owing to its emphasis on traditional Islamic sciences, ensuring a solid foundation in classical scholarship, and enabling the graduates to explore Islamic studies in connection with contemporary fields such as law, history, and cultural studies, thus allowing them to specialize in unique disciplinary areas, providing a personalized academic journey while maintaining global reputation. Slide number 2, please, or 3, about the structure of the program. Now the next one. So the study, you can the next one, please, no problem. This one, yes. If you have a look at this list of courses, the structure of the program, you can easily find that the program is interdisciplinary in quite a unique way. All its master programs also feed into the PhD in a wholesome manner. This is the structure of the program, as you can see in this slide also, is that lasts about 4 years with 2 years of coursework. The first year courseworks are compulsory, and the second year works are elective with multiple choices. In fact, this makes this program really interdisciplinary and multilingual too. This is one of the defining characteristics of this program, where the emphasis is on language proficiency, In addition to English and Arabic, which are the basic languages of the program, candidates are required to develop skills in 2 other international languages, research languages, one European and other associated with Muslim societies, or we can say Muslim languages, like Urdu, Persian, Turkish, and Hausa, etc. As far as the opportunities are concerned, we aim to produce leaders in the academia, public policy making, and decision makers, and those who can constructively contribute to the revival of contemporary Islamic thinking. Next slide, please. It will also give you the opportunity to become part of the network that connects you to a global community of scholars. It will open the doors of collaboration, research initiatives, and attendance to conferences, even during your studies, and prepare you for an impactful role, really regionally and globally. So in this way, when you look at the PhD program, you will see that it is meant to be a program that takes you to the modern world with a well-rooted scholarship in tradition and classical Islamic sciences. When you are graduate, with your mother tongue, you are having with you 4 languages, and you are trained adequately to contribute to the revival of the contemporary Islamic thought. Thank you. If you have any questions at the end of the presentation, I will be here, inshallah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dean, to share more about the PhD program. Next, we're going to look into the master's program in Applied Islamic Ethics, which the college is proud to call a global first of its kind at the time of its launch. So, Dr. Mu'taz Al-Khatib, please.
Thanks, Shabika. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to our open house for the CIS programs. This very short presentation provides an overview of the MA program in Applied Islamic Ethics, the first program of its kind worldwide. The MA in Applied Islamic Ethics bridges Islam's rich moral heritage with global ethical discourse. This interdisciplinary program integrates theoretical and applied ethics rooted in Islamic tradition. Students of the program actively engage with the Research Center for Islamic Legislation and Ethics, which is intertwined with the program. Activities include international conferences, research seminars, and summer schools. These experiences provide direct exposure to cutting-edge research and leading global scholars in Islamic ethics. The program is structured in, sorry, can we move to the next slide, please? Yeah, the next one also. The third one. Okay. So, sorry, I forgot the PowerPoint. So the program is structured to include 9 courses, as you can see on the slide, plus thesis, of course, as other programs. So these courses include 2 foundation courses and 2 core theoretical ethics courses, plus 5 elective applied ethics courses. Foundation courses will include an introduction to the field of Islamic ethics. It's called Islamic Ethics Mapping the Field. In addition to the other course, the second course is dedicated for research methods with a special focus on Islamic ethics. The two core courses, theoretical courses, includes theological and philosophical ethics and scriptural ethics, ethics in Quran and Sunnah. The 5 elective courses include several an elective course, a very long list of elective courses that include Islamic bioethics, Islamic ethics and artificial intelligence, human rights, political ethics, gender ethics, and other fields also. So the program is designed to balance academic rigor and practical application through a scholarly focus on Islamic ethics in addition to practical training to address contemporary ethical challenges. The graduates of the program have diverse pathways to pursue. Academically, they can continue their studies in PhD programs related to the courses that they completed within the program. Professionally, they are well equipped to take on roles in ethical policies, ethical policy developments across various sectors, including biomedicine, engineering, business, politics, and human rights. These opportunities span both Muslim and global contexts, reflecting the program's interdisciplinary and practical emphasis. The MA in Applied Islamic Ethics offers a unique and interdisciplinary academic experience, empowering the last one, sorry. The MA in Applied Islamic Ethics offers a unique and interdisciplinary academic experience, empowering students to address modern challenges with a deep understanding of Islamic principles. For inquiries, please contact me on via my email, malkhatib, malkhatib @hbku.edu.qa. Thank you for your attention and interest.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mu'taz, for that. And we will then move on to our master's program in counseling psychology. It is our newest program. And so, Dr. Human Kashavarzi, if you can please share more.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I'm so happy to be with all of you, mashallah, especially with all of my esteemed colleagues, mentors and teachers, mashallah, at the university. As you can see, we have such a rich array of programs and such wonderful interdisciplinary opportunities. Where in the world, first of all, do you find a counseling psychology sort of program situated within a College of Islamic Studies? This is indeed a first in the world. And this is also what's very exciting about this program, and what brings me to actually Qatar from the United States is the establishment of the first master's degree in applied Islamic psychology. We call it counseling psychology, certainly just to be consistent with the field. And I'm going to go ahead and sort of talk about our foundations and our approach. So this is a master's in counseling psychology. It is designed to prepare individuals to be practitioners, mental health practitioners, so that they can serve the mental health needs of particularly Muslim populations specifically, but also more generally others and anybody really that they come across anywhere in the world. And we offer a very uniquely tailored integrative program, and that's why we call it kind of Islamically integrated, where you see an intersection between Islamic foundations, Islamic principles, Islamic traditions, and the heritage and its relevancy to solving contemporary and real life mental health and practical problems and dilemmas of individuals across societies, across treatment settings as well, from inpatient to community, outpatient settings to school settings to college counseling settings, the whole sort of gamut that we provide, alhamdulillah. So that's kind of the program. And as we know, the urgent need, why is this really important and what's the need? We know that numerous studies demonstrate that minority populations are less likely to seek mental health services. And in particular, Muslims across the world, whether in the Muslim world or whether in the Western world, are among those minorities, of the minorities, to particularly be reluctant to go to mainstream mental health professionals. There is one study that I'll just sort of quote for you in which Muslims were surveyed as to whom they would like to have their mental health services addressed by. And they seemed to, while they reported that they oftentimes went to clergy and theologians and imams, they didn't necessarily state that that was the optimal thing. They said they felt stuck between going to religiously trained theologians and on the other side, more secular-minded or just very secular psychotherapies that were available to them, or Muslims that while they may be practicing, don't have foundations in Islamic psychology or an appreciation of the Islamic tradition and training in it. And so they actually said that they would like to go to professionals who possess religious competencies in addition to their professional mental health practices and their training. And so that's why we've set this up. There is those that are following the Islamic psychology movement. It's a movement that's been going on contemporarily for the past 40 years. And it has come to this point, mashallah, for the first time in Qatar, the first in the world to launch this master's program. Let me tell you a little bit about the details as we go to the next slide of how we're going to achieve this. How are we going to train these integrated mental health practitioners? Well, first of all, I forewarn you, as you may see the other programs, you get 36 credit hours in the master's program. Our program is 55 credit hours. It's close to a doctoral. It's close to a PhD program in the number of credits. You're getting 4 classes per semester, a total of 42 credits of core courses and 7 credits of you're getting rather, sorry, not 7, 13 credits of internship, practicum, and thesis and research project. So it is quite intensive, and it is, you know, somebody can finish as early as 2 years, while the layout and the program plan of study is 2.5 years, or individuals can extend it to 3 years. There's heavier course emphasis in the first year, a lot more courses. In the second year, we go lighter in terms of courses, and then individuals will be required to work in our clinic. We're actually in the midst of first and new for everything. We're building a CIS clinic in which individuals, students that will come to our program will have to train in that clinic. We will have partnerships with the community settings as well for those that want to diversify their experiences to include both community mental health practice as well as inpatient school counseling, etc. We help tailor it to the respective focuses, needs, and interests of the student. And then there's a thesis or research project. Essentially, they can do a traditional thesis or they can make it a research project where it's a little bit more hands-on, doing some sort of community intervention and writing about it and applying it as well. So let's go to the next slide. Of course, you can see the course outline. I'm not going to go through each of them. The philosophy is contained within all the courses. All the courses you'll see make up the skeleton of pretty much a lot of counseling psychology or clinical psychology programs throughout the world. The difference, though, is, and we did that intentionally to ensure that the sequences of the courses, the names sort of align and match, so individuals can get easily licensed anywhere in the world. So they don't carry the stigma. People don't see them and look at them as they're just, it came out of a pastoral faith-based counseling setting. They're not able to work in clinics, they're not able to diagnose, they're not able to do sophisticated treatments. No, they get the same formula of layout of mental health practitioner training. However, the unique focus, each course has to be taught in an Islamically integrated way. That's the unique focus of it. Each topic is taught from an Islamic perspective and lens. Now, some of the salient features of the program, again, as I mentioned, we're going to build a CIS psychology clinic. What's amazing about this is that you get to learn the theory, and then under the supervision of your own faculty, get to work under them in supervision in the clinic. And we're building this for the first time brand new, inshallah. Make dua, Allah Ta'ala facilitates it and makes it come to a reality. We're building the clinic, mashallah. The college is, supporting us. They're behind us in this program. And we will build, inshallah, a clinic by which it's a teaching clinic where you will get to practice that which you learn in the classroom, inshallah. Again, there's opportunities for community projects. The nice thing about Qatar and Doha is that it's small and there's a lot of opportunity for intimate bonds and connections between institutions. So whether it's hospitals or, schools or colleges or other settings, professionals generally kind of know one another and they're able to sort of network to hopefully get some of the needs of our students satisfied. So let's go to, I believe, do we have a slide after this or? Yeah, no, I think that's it. So that's the essence of the program, inshallah. Sorry, the career opportunities. Individuals who do complete this, they will, inshallah, be eligible to be licensed here in Qatar by the Ministry of Public Health. And they will have to sit for an exam and complete some hours after they graduate. But what's also very special and unique is that part of the reason why we've made it so stringent and have this many credit hours is because once you get done, you can basically, inshallah, get licensed anywhere. We've made the standards equivalent to the international standards in various different places in the world. And so the most challenging places to get licensed, you will, inshallah, be able to get licensed through. Of course, we can't make guarantees, but you take your transcripts, you take, your diploma and degree, and we believe and we're confident that individuals should really have no challenges getting licensed given the rigor and the amount of coverage that we provide for our students. And so that's it. You're welcome to reach out to me or the admissions for any further information. And I pray Allah Ta'ala put barakah in your learning and in our teaching and in our various programs. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ahmad, for that. I think we're very, very lucky to have so many global first programs over here. It's a really beautiful environment to be in. So we'll go on to our next program, which is a very versatile program, our master's program in Islamic Global Affairs. So Dr. Abdul Fattah, our Assistant Professor of Islamic Global Affairs, will give us the details.
Okay, thank you very much, Sabika. As a very proud alumni of Islam and Global Affairs, I take this opportunity really to introduce Islam and Global Affairs to our audience here. And basically the program, the master program, it is another unique program that combines Islam and Global Affairs. It is not the set of what you know from your bachelor degree, international relations or international studies. It is the combination of Islamic answers to the global affairs and the global challenges of today, whether these challenges are the challenges of peace and conflict in the Muslim world, or it is the challenges of poverty, sustainability, and development and climate change, and the like of these issues of global inequalities and the impact of globalization and how Muslims and Muslim society would answer these kind of complex issues, complex challenges that is spanning all over the Muslim world, as well as impacting Muslim minorities, as we see the case of Islamophobia rise in many parts of the globe, basically. Can we go to the first slide? Yeah, the program structure is unique in terms of what it offers. We have 36 credit degree program taught over 2 years, and of course in English. It covers 3 foundation courses and 3 core courses and 2 specialization plus the integrative laboratory, and then at the last term, which is the 4th term of the student life, is the thesis to offer. Now, the 3 foundation courses cover Introduction to Islam and Global Affairs, as well as Islamic worldview, and the research methods basically that can help the students really to have the skills of a rigorous research. While the 3 core courses are Global Inequalities and Islam, Conflict, Transformation and Peace Building, Globalization and Faith-Based Development, and the specialization of 6 credits covers the special topics in Islam and Global Affairs, as well as subjects like Islam and global governance, humanitarian action in the Muslim world. The uniqueness here about this program is that you are not only reading the text and researching the text, we are as well having the integrative lab to allow how you can transfer these kind of texts that you have had, the values that you have studied, the challenges that you have come across, basically, whether these challenges are local, regional, or international, what solutions you can offer using what we call the human-centered design and the theory of change and the logical framework and project management tools, so that the students would have a time to transfer a problem or an idea that they have been basically thinking of into a solution that can really be helpful and supportive to the community. Can we go to the other slide, please? This is the iLab, where some of the examples of this iLab is like, how can e-learning, for example, solve the problem of lack of education in Syrian refugee campus in Jordan? That's one example. Another example is to provide healthcare in armed conflict countries. As we know, there are many conflicts, and the students are going to really basically look into one of those conflicts or one of those kind of global issues, global challenges, and try to basically transfer that problem into what could be the solution from the perspective of analyzing stakeholders, as well as understanding the domain of the problem, as well as what solutions can be put together. At the end of the day, the students would have a poster to basically describe how this journey of a theory of change, how this journey from a problem design to a solution design is taking place. Of course, there are many issues that the students can engage with, like, for example, the challenges of disability, for example, and how the mothers and the community can basically have some solution to advocate for a better basically well-being and better health policies, for example, in Qatar, basically. There are many examples when it comes to the iLab projects. And of course, you are most welcome if you have any questions at the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Abdul Fattah. We'll be moving on to the next program, which is the Masters in Islamic Art, Architecture, and Urbanism. It's another fascinating program that is based in the college. And so I'd like to invite Dr. Akil Kahira, the Professor of Architecture and Urbanism, to tell us more.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can we go to the slide, please? First one. Our program is similar in many ways to the others that you've heard about over the last 10 or 15 minutes. It's a 2-year program with 36 credit hours. Of those, 18 are core, and then there is a thesis of 9 credit hours. In summary, we try to bridge practice and research together. As you know, as practitioners, architects are often called upon to invoke certain research methods into the built environment. So this is a way to introduce students to ways to deal with issues that face sustainable cities, the built environment, on many levels, and with a focus in the Muslim world and the global South. So to do that, we try to cover a lot of critical subjects that plagued the built environment over the last decade or more, and continues to do so. We deal with sustainability. We deal with issues that relate to all sectors of a society where architecture is a viable way to approach a city or a building or any kind of man-made or structures. And next slide, please. Next slide, please. So what you see, okay, thank you. There's more clarity there. One of the ways we sort of approach that, we don't just do written assignments or assignments that are assigned for grades. We look at what we call a practicum, where we use examples of ways to intervene and to deal with possible solutions. So the drawings you see before you are actual drawings that were done by students in the program. This is a course which it's a core course, and each year one of the faculty members take the lead, but it's taught sometimes as a collaboration between faculty members. So I just want to emphasize the fact that we don't just do a theoretical study, we actually look at case studies, and we take examples from the built environment and try to approach them with a viable solution as well. May I go to the next slide, please? And so some of the theses that we have dealt with over the last decade, the program has been here in the college for more than 10 years. We do have, and if you want to look at these, you can go to ProQuest. You will find the thesis that the students have written, and that are published. This is just a small sample of some of the topics we cover. Of course, we deal with housing because that occupies a significant place in any society, in any country, especially here in the global South, but certainly in the Muslim world. We look at how buildings affect the environment in terms of sustainability, energy use. We look at urbanism, which is on a macro scale, and then environmental psychology, how buildings affect the behavior. Is there urban stress? Is there a way to look at wellness and architecture and urban design? So this gives you an idea of the breadth and the depth of the kind of knowledge we try to impart in our students. So when they leave the program, they have been fully exposed to some of the issues, which allows them to enhance their career, or they go on to PhD programs. And I might just add anecdotally, we currently have 10 students in the PhD program at Qatar University in Architecture and Urban Planning. Next slide, please. And of course, we encourage travel. Travel is the enemy of ignorance. You cannot get knowledge from books only. That's a quote from Mark Twain. You can look it up. So we go to places, we go to sites. This is a tradition that is embedded in the knowledge of architecture. We've gone to Cairo. We've looked at the medieval city. We looked at Mamluk buildings in Cairo. We've gone to Turkey. We've seen the work of Sinan. We've gone to Jordan, the Umayyad palaces in the desert. We've gone to Morocco and Spain, and we will continue to revisit these places and a whole vocabulary of other places as well. Next slide. So I thank you, and I appreciate any questions you may have. Thank you for listening, and I encourage you to apply to the program. Thank you for going back to the previous slide. I appreciate it. So
thank you so much, Dr. Yeah, no,
MC,
thank you very, very much.
MC, a great MC.
You're very kind. And now I guess we're going to transition gradually to our last set of programs, which are specifically situated in Islamic finance. Dr. Mustafa Azizli is going to be giving us a little overview of the graduate certificate in Islamic finance, the master's program in Islamic finance, and the PhD program in Islamic finance and economy. So thank you so much, Dr. Mustafa. The stage is yours.
Thank you for the kind introduction, Sabika. So, dear colleagues, dear professors, and of course, dear prospective students, and dear Islamic finance enthusiasts. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you are all doing well. So, today I'm actually quite excited to share more about our Islamic finance programs, especially as they are designed to meet the growing demand for expertise in Islamic and sustainable finance. Next slide, please. So let's start with our flagship program, which is the MSc in Islamic Finance, which is like the other programs, which is a 36 credit degree program taught in English over 2 years. The program starts with 4 foundational courses, the core courses, which are designed to build your understanding of Islamic finance. So what are these courses? Islamic financial contracts, Islamic banking and financial markets, Islamic corporate finance, and research methods. And after completing these core courses, students also have the opportunity to specialize by choosing one of the 2 concentrations. So the first concentration is the Islamic finance concentration, which includes Islamic asset funds and portfolio management, analysis of financial statements with applications to Islamic banks, or the second concentration, which is the sustainable finance concentration, which focuses on topics like sustainable finance and impact investing and Islamic economics and sustainable development. Now, to complement all of these areas, students can further tailor their studies by selecting 3 electives from a wide array of options. So, and of course, this flexibility ensures that students can align their learning with their career goals. And of course, lastly, the program includes a 9 credit thesis that allows you to have a deep dive into a thesis topic of your choice. And by the end of the program, you will be having earned 36 credits in total. Next slide. And for those of you looking for a shorter commitment, we also offer an 18 credit graduate certificate program in Islamic finance. It's a 1-year program taught in English. It covers the basics of Islamic finance and actually sets you up for success if you decide to pursue the full MSc program later on. And this program is also like kind of a pathway to the MSc for students who may not initially meet the entry requirements. So it's actually also designed for students who may not meet the minimum GPA requirements, but they have already built some strong professional career in this field. And if you perform well in this graduate certificate program, you'll have the option to transfer into the full MSc program. And of course, by doing that, you need 1 additional year to complete your MSc program. So the certificate program is actually like, a part of the MSc program to accommodate students who have, a more shorter commitment or those who don't meet the minimum admission requirements. Next slides. Now, our students work on, a variety of interesting topics across different, sub-disciplines. We have Islamic banking, Islamic finance, Islamic economics, social finance, sustainable finance, and of course, we also have fintech. And the next slide will show you, some of those thesis topics. Next slides. And as you can see from those examples, like the role of Islamic microfinance in achieving SDGs, etc., this, all of these examples shows you actually just how diverse and impactful the research is in our program. And by the way, our students also don't only learn just by learning the theory, they are, by doing this kind of research, by conducting this kind of thesis commitments, they are contributing also to real world solutions. Next slide. And beyond this classroom experience, our students also get plenty of exposure to the industry. So what does this include? This includes competitions and site visits where you can see how Islamic finance is applied in real world settings. We offer lots of seminars and events featuring actually top industry experts. We have our flagship annual ISIF conference, which is the International Conference on Islamic Finance, and the next ISIF conference will be actually held very soon on December 4 and 5. And I actually, if you have the possibility, highly encourage you to attend this conference. Thank you. The next slide then. Yes, this is the PhD program, right, Sarika? So now for those interested in pursuing research at a higher level, we also offer a PhD in Islamic Finance and Economy. Now, the program director of the PhD program is Professor Nassim Shirazi. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today, but I'm happy to give you some overview of the program as well. So the PhD program basically combines rigorous coursework with impactful research. So the program begins with 5 core courses, like applied econometrics, applied topics, and usul al-fiqh, etc. And beyond that, you also have to choose 2 electives from a list similar to the MSc program that we shared with you earlier. And of course, it's a PhD program. The bulk of the program is your 42 credits dissertation, where actually you are expected to publish at least 2 research papers in respected academic journals before graduation. Next slide, Sabika. So the research areas in the PhD program are aligned actually with the expertise of our faculty, covering again a diverse set of sub-disciplines like Islamic banking, Islamic finance, social finance. We are also very much engaged with fintech, as Dr. Iskandar said earlier, cryptocurrencies, and food security, which is a quite interesting topic, an important topic, especially in the Muslim world. Next slide. So some of our PhD students have worked on quite interesting, fascinating dissertation topics, such as the impact of fintech, the blockchain applications in Islamic finance and financial inclusion, sustainability in Qatar's real estate market. So again, a variety of topics which have actually basically a real world impact as well. Next slide. Now, why choose CIS and why choose in particular the Islamic finance programs? Now, a huge advantage of both our MSc and the PhD programs is, I can say that we have world-class faculty. Our professors are not just academics, they bring also a wealth of real-world experience and global perspectives to their teachings. And additionally, our students gain practical experience through presenting their research at major conferences. They have been able to publish in top academic journals as well. So these are the journals that our students have already been publishing. And our students have also been successful in securing grants and working on impactful research projects. So that was it, I believe. Sabika, thank you for your time today, and I look forward to address your questions. Jazakumullah khair.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mustafa, for covering all of that. And thank you generally to all our professors. I appreciate how difficult it is to capture the true essence of these programs within just 5 minutes. which is also why we encourage our attendees to keep an eye on our social media channels. And while we also encourage applying as early as possible, for some who are very much in doubt, we are going to hold information sessions per program in around January 2025. But we now come to the segment, which usually generates a lot of the questions, which is admissions. So while we have told you why CIS is such an incredible place to be, now we're going to tell you how. So I'd like to invite Mr. Nasser Al-Bin Ali, Head of Enrollment, for covering this section.
Thank you, Sabika. Today I want to talk about the admission requirements. You give me just the first slide, if you don't mind. As you know, this is very important. If you want to apply for a master's degree, you have to bachelor degree with a strong academic record, with minimum GPA 3 out of 4 from recognized university. And if you want to apply for the PhD, you have to you should have I think the master degree in, as mentioned it and the rest. All applicant can apply from all fields. The IELTS score is very important, as you know, that should be that 6.5 and the TOEFL the 79, the minimum score, and the exhibition is possible. For the fiqh and society consideration, you must demonstrate proficiency in Arabic through that studies. For example, completing undergraduate degree in which language the of instruction was Arabic, or by completing the proficiency examination offered by CIS, as well as proficiency in English. IELTS should be that 5, the proof of your previous studies. Next slide, please. If you want to apply for PhD in Islamic Finance and Economy, you should have background in economics, business, finance, accounting, Sharia, or related field. If you want to apply for PhD in Islamic Studies or field, you can apply, as well as for the master apply in Islamic Ethics as well, you can apply all field. From all field. For the master in contemporary Islamic studies, as mentioned, that the two consideration for the Islamic thought consideration, you should have a bachelor degree in Islamic studies, Middle Eastern studies, religious studies, or related area with the art, humanities, and social science with the appropriate experience. For the fiqh and society consideration, you should have a bachelor degree in Sharia, Islamic studies, or related area with the Islamic studies or Usul Deen or Qanun. For the master in counseling psychology, if you want to apply, you should have a background in psychology, counseling, social work, or related field. Next slide, please. If you want to apply for master in Islam and global affairs, all fields can apply. For the master in Islamic art, architecture, and urbanism, you should have a bachelor degree in art, history, art, archaeology, interior architecture, design, architecture, and urban planning. If you want to apply for master in Islamic finance and economy, you should have a background in economics, business, finance, accounting, Sharia, or related field. If you want to apply for the graduate certificate Islamic finance or Islamic studies, all fields can apply from all fields. Next slide, please. The application requirement. If you want to apply, you should have also that to visit our website, www.hbku.edu.k/admissions, and you have to fill that all application, all details and information as well. And after that, when you submit the application, you should also to upload that document as like academic transcript and grading skills. Very important, official TOEFL or IELTS score, or exhibition letter as well. For the personal statement, you should have also that to write 300 to 500 words about the programs, and passport and ID is very important. CV and research proposal for PhD only, Islamic studies. If you want to apply for PhD Islamic studies, you have to send or upload it also that research proposal. And the 2 letters of recommendation from academic referees or supervisor are very important. You should have also to have to just fill the names and the email address, and through the system will send it directly through the system. And there is also the application fee for 250 that is also required. Next slide, please. For the deadline for international student, the deadline will be the 2nd of February, and the admission for that application deadline for the Qatari residents with the funding as well, if you want to apply, the 13th of March. And also for late application, if you want, the deadline will be 1st of May. This is very important dates. You have to make sure that's not passed by that date. Next slide, please. If you want to contact us through that email, you have any question, inquiries, please email us through this email, admission.cis@hbku.edu.qa, or you can visit also if you need more information about some like specific programs or all programs. You can like visit our website www.hbku.edu.qa/en/cis, or through that all system.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nasser, for this. And finally, I think before we can get into all of the questions that have piled up, we have one more segment to go, which is student affairs. There's going to be a short video, after which we will then start tackling all the queries. Thank you.
قسم المشاركة الطلابية في إدارة شؤون الطلاب هو أحد الأقسام الداعمة للطلاب في جامعة حمد بن خليفة، والذي يسهم بشكل كبير في دعم الطلاب وإشراكهم وإخراطهم في الأنشطة غير الأكاديمية. هناك أنشطة رياضية، هناك أنشطة ثقافية، هناك أنشطة تعليمية، جميعها تكون خارج المنهج التعليمي، ولكن كلها يصب في النهاية نتائجها تصب في النتيجة التعليمية لكل طالب.
كل سنة الفرق عندنا عددها يكثر. عندنا لحد الآن 6 فرق رياضية، فريق كرة قدم فئة بنين، فريق كرة سلة فئة بنين وبنات، فريق كرة طائرة بنين وبنات، وعندي فريق فئة شباب كريكت.
احنا طبعا نتواصل في إدارة شؤون الطلاب من خلال إدارة التواصل المجتمعي في شؤون الطلاب مع الجامعات الشريكة الموجودة في قطر فاونديشن من خلال ما يسمى بالكارير سيرفيسز اللي هو الخدمات المهنية. قمنا في السابق في موضوع اللي هو المعرض المهني كارير فير. أيضا عملنا في السابق برنامج كان لقادة المجتمع، دعينا في معظم رؤساء الشركات وأيضا بعض الوزراء مثل التعرف على الجامعة وتعريفهم ببرامج الجامعة اللي تطرحها. احنا في إدارة شؤون الطلاب نهتم خاصة في ناحية العلاقات المجتمعية كتوقيع اتفاقيات، كزيارة الشركات الخاصة والغير خاصة للتعريف عن جامعة حمد بن خليفة، وتواصل إلى اتفاقيات من ناحية توفير فرص للطلاب أو للخريجين، أو أنك إذا شركات أو القطاع الخاص عندهم مثلا وجهات نظر كالتعاون ممكن احنا نخدمها تحت إطار اتفاقية أو تحت إطار اللي هو تعاون مشترك وياه.
Great, thank you very much. And now, thank you to all for hanging on until the very end. So let's just run through all of your questions. If I do miss any of them, please feel free to repost. And thank you to the professors who've been a little bit more, who have been proactive in responding to some of the questions in the Q&A tab. We'll start with psychology. If there is a person, a potential student with a science background, can they apply to counseling psychology? And is it possible to have training before they apply? Dr. Haman, please. I see Dr. Haman may have stepped off very briefly, so we'll just proceed on with other questions. This one's already answered. Right, is there a waiver for an application fee? Nasser.
Yes. What's your question, sorry, regarding the application fee? This is mandatory. And you're talking about like as a waiver or?
Yes, is there a waiver for the application fee?
You can email us through that admissions, and we will review that your application, and we will get back to you inshallah soon. And there is some like for a specific student.
Fair enough. Thank you so much. I think in a majority of cases, it is just to show that you are genuinely interested in the college. There is another one on, can I, for for the Masters in Islamic Studies, can I apply for Islamic Contemporary Thought with an English Literature major? Dr. Alex.
Yes, thank you so much, Sabika. So you can apply to the Contemporary Islamic Thought specialization with any background, right? So we will want to check how much of Islamic studies scholarship you are familiar with, but we do not exclude any specialization. And in fact, some of our best students have come from non-Islamic studies undergraduate programs. So you are welcome to apply, but prepare yourself for questions about Islamic studies and demonstrate in the interview that you are serious about the topic and you have already identified some fields in Islamic studies broadly understood where you want to specialize in.
Thank you so much. This one is for Dr. Iskander. The question is that there has been a person who's applied before for the program and fulfilled all of the requirements, but the application was rejected as an international applicant. So what would be the potential reasons?
Well, basically, we have to remember that we have a limited space for international students, funded international students. So obviously, the criteria would be to choose the best for the funded one. So there are two categories of international students, right? A, you get fully funded by the university, and second, you have full fee paying international students. Majority of our students who are coming as an international are fully funded, and we receive hundreds, in fact sometimes in college, thousands of applications. So you may feel that you fulfill all the requirements, but relatively you may not be ranked in the top 3 or top 5 for each and every program. So that's why it's very important when you apply, you take seriously, especially your personal statements, any additional information that can sway to your advantage. For example, you may have published paper in top tier journal, or probably you have attended international conferences. Maybe you have any world-class level engagement that can convince the admissions team for each and every program that you are probably the very best student for that particular year. So that is a possible reason. So fulfilling an academic requirement is one thing, but being selected for scholarships are two different things. So that's something that you all have to remember. Yeah.
Thank you so much. There is a fun question about age limit for admissions, and I'll just answer that our youngest student had been in their early 20s, and our oldest student, if I'm not mistaken, has been in their late 60s. So the college doesn't really believe in an age limit to learning. The next question is going to be for, I just missed my mark. Right, so we also have another question on prerequisites for Islamic studies, but I think, Dr. Alex, you already mentioned the fact that you could be from a variety of backgrounds, but would that also include STEM backgrounds? And there's someone who has a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering, another one with other forms in that particular arena. Would they still be considered?
Yes, but again, they will have to demonstrate that they are serious about their interest in Islamic studies. So you might have a background in STEM, but if you've read in the field, you wanna communicate that very clearly to us in your personal statement and also in your interview.
Thank you. That actually leads really well to the next question, and I'll keep it open to which professor would like to respond to this. In the interview, what kind of questions are normally asked, or what kind of responses do professors look for? Would anyone like to volunteer an answer?
Okay, thanks, Sabika, for this
please.
question. So usually you will be asked to introduce yourself briefly and to tell us about your background, your the reasons for your interest in the specific program that you applied for, and to show your interest in reading and you know, having a background and basis for that demonstrate you are able to study you know, to study the program that you applied for and to fit with the program. I mean, so these are the general notes usually they are asked, but there are still there are some details in during the discussion they will be raised.
Thank you so much. The next question I'll take is for Dr. Akil. Having a degree in civil engineering and diploma in interior design, does that still does that qualify for a master's in architecture?
Yes, it does, because architecture is both an art and a science. So to become an architect, you have to be exposed to the STEM fields. So structural engineering and other forms of knowledge which are related to architecture. But as Mr. Benali pointed out, the categories that we look for are listed in the information that is available on the website. So we won't disqualify the person, but we will determine our decision of acceptance based on the interview, whether they will be a good fit for the program. So the short answer is yes.
Great, thank you so very much. The next question would be for Dr. Mustafa. Could a person with a BA and MA in Islamic Studies be and qualify for the PhD in Islamic Finance?
Definitely. So we accept students from a variety of backgrounds, but as Dr. Iskander already mentioned, the PhD program especially is a very competitive program. We only have a limited intake as such that we can provide, you know, a more effective supervision to our students. So what we basically do with the PhD in Islamic Finance applicants is the following. We first rank them based on their files, and secondly, once they are ranked and invited for the interviews, we also ask from them a research proposal as such that we can assess how serious the applicant is. And of course, in this regard, you know, the applicants who already have a publication track, they have an advantage in this. And as I said, the PhD in Islamic Finance is a very competitive program, just to you know, to put it in a perspective to our prospective students.
Thank you so much. The next question will be for Dr. Alex. How would you show your proficiency in Arabic for the 5th program?
So we expect you to study in an Islamic Studies faculty that teaches in Arabic when you apply. If you have studied outside an Arabic language program, you will have, I don't know if that is the case of the person who's asking, you'll have to get in touch with us to see how we can ascertain your level. There are tests that can be conducted, but unlike the English language, these are not fully standardized around the world. So if you don't have an undergraduate degree from an Arabic teaching institution in Islamic studies, Islamic law, or Islamic sciences more broadly, do get in touch with us, and we'll make sure we find a solution to your case.
Thank you so much. The next questions, a set of questions will be in psychology. So just very quick responses, please. First is, after graduating from the counseling psychology program, how many years of experience is required before you can go into practice? be licensed for practice?
Yeah, so in Qatar, you can basically get sort of a what do you call it, like temporary license. Basically, it's non-autonomous practice. So basically, after you graduate immediately, in fact, even in the second year of the program, you could get that sort of license. But that doesn't allow you to go and open your own clinic or to practice autonomously. You always have to be under supervision. So it's 2 years after, usually, I believe it's amounting to about 2,000 work hours and service hours under the supervision of a licensed provider. Under those circumstances, after you get them, then you can become licensed. This is similar in many other places of the world, but I can't speak for what the licensure requirements are in other places of the world. You would have to research that on your own.
Thank you. Another question regarding psychology is that if we have a bachelor's in psychology, if we do not have a bachelor's in psychology, can we still apply for the program, and how?
Yeah, this is a very common question. So the short answer is that no, you do need actually a background in psychology in order to be able to apply. It could be a minor, so it's not necessarily the case that it has to be a major, but we need to have some significant psychology background in order to be able to justify the admission. So if you don't have a bachelor's in psychology, you may need to go back to your institution and see if you can declare a major or audit some of the courses, but just do consider that preference is going to be given in admission. If you have very light psychology background, preference would be given to those who do have sort of more substantial psychology background. The other criteria that we do like is some background in Islamic Studies, Islamic Foundations, Arabic, because it is an Islamic Studies program. We do have some classical readings. While everything is taught in English, we do read from Arabic texts, for example. We do translate them, but it is an ideal sort of competency that we do like for people to have. And if they don't have it, then we do get them to enroll in the Arabic preparatory program that we have at the college.
Thank you so much. Dr. Iskander, would you like to just quickly mention about the Arabic program that we have at the college? I know that we haven't mentioned it in this session as yet.
So I think the Arabic program is compulsory for all our graduates. It's not an entry requirement, but it's actually a graduation requirement. So all students who do not have a background in Arabic or never studied in Arabic are required to at least fulfill the basic requirement of Arabic language. So there will be a placement test when they enter the program. So based on the result of the placement test, either they will place in level 1 or level 2 or level 3. But the minimum requirement is that every CIS graduates, apart from Fiqh and Mujtama, should at least have level 2 qualifications. So this is a new things within the college. We started this year and we will continue implementing this Arabic graduation requirement for all our new students. Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is a question, I guess, for Nasser. Can an applicant apply for 2 separate programs in the college, or will that disqualify them from one?
Yeah, I think it's possible. Just maybe that 2 programs maximum. You can apply a different program or different college as well. I think that is possible. You can create the account and you can apply for 2 programs.
Okay. Great, thank you so much. I think there's a question about studying Arabic in the university, but I guess now Dr. Iskander has already covered that. We do provide a full-fledged program for people to do so. A question, I guess, again for Dr. Iskander would be that expatriates currently living and working in Qatar, are they eligible to study at the school, and how?
There are 2 categories of students. One is international students. International students also have 2 subcategories, either they're fully funded or they're self-paying. The same thing apply to residents as well. So residents also have 2 options. Either they can apply for tuition waiver, which normally about 50%, or they can also apply as a resident, but a full fee paying residents. All right. So a lot of people ask me what is exactly the difference. People have to remember one thing: admissions are one thing, and getting scholarship is the second thing. So first you need to get admissions, and then the school or the college or the department will rank based on the availability of the fund in terms of who will basically get the scholarship. So if you don't get the scholarship, then you have two options. Either you can withdraw from the, do not accept the program, or you can actually come in as a self-paying student. All right. So this is how actually it works. So a lot of people have this misunderstanding that, okay, once you get admission, automatically scholarship is granted for you. So this is a conception that you have to basically understand, that scholarship is very competitive. We get almost thousands of applications college-wise. For each and every program, sometimes we get hundreds, sometimes close to 200. So be mindful of that. You are competing with people across the globe to come to Qatar. So that's why I say it's very important for you to perform during interview to impress the interviewer during the interview, and be serious about your problem statements. We have many cases where people use ChatGPT for the problem statement. All right, knowing that we might not read your problem statement. We do indeed go through the problem statement because we take it very seriously, because investment of HBKU and also Qatar Foundation on the prospective students is quite immense. And we cannot provide the detail of the scholarship yet at this point of time, because scholarship policy change almost on the yearly basis. But I can guarantee you one thing is that scholarship in Qatar is quite generous, quite competitive. So your seriousness of applying and showing interest in HBKU is paramount for your admission to your program. So that's all I wanted to say about to the prospective students here.
Thank you so much. That actually, if I can just keep you on for one more, there is a question regarding scholarships in the sense of what criteria are students selected for the very exclusive scholarship opportunity?
I sounds end up repeating the same thing. Each program select their own candidates. Each program want the best, students who can actually build the reputation of the program, and more importantly, the students that they bring in eventually either can pursue a PhD at HBKU, or more importantly, can pursue PhD in the not top-notch institutions. So as you probably remember, I mentioned some of our students are now studying in Harvard, in NYU, in Oxford, in Cambridge, and so on and so forth. So it's very important that HBKU as a young university do bring top candidates and become a bridging towards a higher level qualification in the reputable institutions. So as a chairman of the scholarship committee, we are very concerned about the quality. So we are looking for students beyond academic capability. Good image, good character, good value. Somebody who can be an ambassador for HBKU, because it's a long-term commitment as well. And obviously, we want to have diversity. We will not select students for just everybody from the same region or for the same country, and so on and so forth. So diversity also play a role in terms of choosing candidates and in terms of fulfilling the agenda of HBKU and Qatar. But end of the day, it's all based on meritocracy. It's all been based on merit, based on your capability, based on how committed you are, and more importantly, based on your performance during interview. So that is something very key. So preparation for the interview, I would say, would be the paramount and the most important factor towards whether you're going to get the scholarship or not.
Thank you so much. That's a really helpful answer. The next one is going to be for Dr. Dean. It's regarding the PhD in Islamic Studies. Is it mandatory to get acceptance from a potential supervisor, or how does that part of the program work?
The one I can answer. The answer is no. No, yeah, sorry, Dr. Dean. Yeah, the answer is no. No, not just for...
Okay, Dr. Iskandar is going to answer that question.
No. Go ahead, Dr. Dean. Sorry, I just wanted to know. Generic is a no, but you provide more detail, please, about potential.
But you will be submitting a research proposal when you are applying for PhD. But you are not supposed to, or you don't have to, or get get the approval of a supervisor from where you are coming. But it will be, your application will be filled and you will be interviewed, and then the application will have your proposal. On the basis of that, and on the basis of interview, the importance of which was greatly explained by Dr. Iskandar, things will be decided.
And also, I just want to add to what Dr. Dean said, that some of the PhD students, prospective PhD students, they write to us saying that we like your research, we want to be your student, and ask us to look at the research proposal and everything. Although this is encouraged, for you to make connection with the potential supervisor is quite a common practice, but does not mean that having email from us or because we have responded and so on and so forth is also a form of admission that you will be getting admission and scholarship. So please do not misconstrue the idea of informal engagement with the potential supervisor as a sign that you'll be admitted to the program. So this is also very important as well. Okay.
Thank you. Dr. Iskandar, would you be able to answer the next one as well in terms of the timeline by when they would hear back about their application status, when are interviews held generally?
Okay. So right now, our admission process is very simple. Admission, we can make a decision quite in advance. So we want to make admission for decision and admission on the rolling process. That means that, if you apply, you're eligible, you fulfill the interview, you will get the admissions. But the decision to get scholarship will be done at the end, because we need to evaluate all the candidates and then we will decide whether you will get the scholarships or not. So we cannot be telling you, okay, you're getting admission plus a scholarship at the same time, because we have to evaluate everybody, we need to rank everybody, and eventually, so admission first, and then eventually you will get a decision on scholarship. Okay, then you can make your final decision whether you want to come or as a full field pay students, or you can actually come as a fully funded students with the scholarship. Okay.
Great. Thank you so very much. I think we've managed to cover a majority of the questions, which is wonderful because this time we've been absolutely efficient at it. Since I don't see any other burning questions in the chat, except for the one regarding the recording and the slides. This video will be available on the YouTube channel for HBKU College of Islamic Studies. So you will be able to review any parts that you have questions about. And then, of course, you can find the email addresses of all our professors on the website for you to get in touch for more information, including the latest questions that are coming about costs. All of that information is easily available on the website by program. So if there is nothing else from the professor's side, I'm just going to go ahead and thank you all for your questions and for your attendance. Thank you to Mona and Rita as well for their tech and communication support, to all the professors and Mr. Nasser for covering the bulk of this presentation. I hope you do consider CIS as a potential home for your next academic adventure, and I will say good evening and Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sarita.